So you're probably wondering, why do I have this shaver in my hand? So don't tell anybody, but I'm actually gonna shave Eric's head and his eyebrow while he's asleep. I'm just kidding. So in this video, I want you guys to really pay attention to this because we're talking to our inner circle student, Juan Salgado, and he's talking about how he took his hybrid training model to 6 figures. And he's talking about his lifestyle now. He's talking about the motivation that he's had throughout this whole entire year. He's talking about how he's a personal trainer. Now he's doing online coaching. So there's so many nuggets within this case study that we're talking to Juan about. So I want you guys to pay a lot of attention to it. Make sure to stay tuned after that because we're going to be doing another case study for the next 5 weeks on these type of videos. Stay tuned. So we are back in case study number 1, and we're starting off with Juan Salgado. Juan Salgado is actually a trainer in Orange County, and I think you've been a student in the inner circle for, I would say, what, like a year?
Yeah, a little over a year now.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome, man. So yeah. So I just want to kind of kick this conversation off on just like, let's kind of rewind back like a year. You know, like what was it that made you really kind of take that action to invest in our inner circle program?
Yeah. So for me, it was just about not wanting to work for anyone else anymore. And you guys were probably one of the smartest people that I knew in the area that always was putting out good content that just really resonated with me. A lot of stuff that you guys talked about, it really seemed like it was talking to where I was with my current situation of being a personal trainer and wanting to just transition more into like online coaching and private personal training.
Yeah, gotcha. And so what would you say maybe like some of those frustrations were, like, or pains that you were feeling before you invested in the DIC program? And like, you know, did you hit any walls or anything like that?
Honestly, I just had no idea where to even start. I don't know what kind of content to post. I don't know what kind of how to do sales. I didn't know anything, and I didn't have any accountability. So I was just afraid of doing this on my own. So that was, I would say, one of my biggest frustrations was just not knowing like anything.
Yeah, for sure. Gotcha. Yeah, those are definitely some common things, man, when first getting started on this type of stuff. Did you have like any concerns like like before like investing in the program or anything like that?
Not really, you guys, man. I just always saw you guys putting in so much work, and I just like had so much trust in you guys that you guys knew what you were doing. So, you guys had me sold right away.
And I remember too, though, you came to one of our workshops in San Diego.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of like, I think just like really kind of solidified things where you're like, man, I got to take this next leap and really hire like just, you know, coaches or mentors to really take myself to the next level and educate myself more in business.
Yeah. I think I was doing like 80% of the work at the workshop, right?
Yeah. The workshop is where I really realized that, wow, like there's so much for me to learn. Like, and I could see why so many people who start up their businesses, why they don't make it past the first year. Cause it's so much, and it can be super overwhelming, and you could like go online and you're just going to hear so many different things that it's hard to know where to start. So for after that workshop, I knew that you guys would really just help lead me in the right direction.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I have a question too, man. Like after like this year working with us, do you feel like you've literally enhanced like certain skill sets that you didn't think that were possible back then?
Oh man, yes, definitely. I used to think that I had to go to graduate with like a business degree to know anything about business, and I always thought, you know what, I'm just gonna be a personal trainer and I'm not gonna be a business owner. I hope that I just kind of become a good enough business owner where I could just make it by. But you guys actually make me feel like a business owner. I actually feel like I know a lot about how it is to run a business and always take it to the next step.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, we can do a whole hour like talk on this, man, about the growth you've made in like a year. But let's talk about like some of the results you got, man. There's so many different things you've done. We can't cover it all, but let's like try to think back like some of these major like highlights of like results that you got in the past year. Like if you don't mind even talking about some of the earnings or the money, and even where you started like a year ago and where you're at now with everything.
Okay. So when I started off as a personal trainer working at the gym, I was probably only making about $30K a year. And when I came to you guys, I told you, oh, you know what? I just want to make $60K because that'll be double of what I made. And you guys laid the foundation. You guys broke it down step by step on how to make 6 figures. You guys told me to shoot for the stars, 100K. When you guys told me that, I was just like, dang, man, that sounds like a lot. I don't know if I could do this. As like a 24-year-old kid at the time who didn't graduate from college, I don't know if that was going to be possible, but you guys broke it down. That's about like $8,500 a month, $40 an hour. And yeah, that ended up being what we ended up getting, pretty much like right on the dot, 6 figures a year.
Awesome, man.
So sweet, man. Jeez.
Yeah, and I remember like you had like that, contemplation of like, going to college and, like kind of like the old school stuff where like our parents like push us to go to school, keep it safe, get your degree, get a good job. And you took the opposite route, man, and look like where you've come with it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember the day that I texted you guys and asked you guys about it.
Yeah.
And what I liked about it was that you guys just gave me like a straightforward, honest answer. And that was like the day where I would say it was just like a turning point in my life, where it was just like no looking back after this. And man, it was the best decision of my life for sure.
Awesome, man. Yeah, for sure. And like where would you say you're at, like kind of like with the results from the hybrid training model? Because I know that was something that we really worked on, throughout the VIP days and throughout the course of the year. You being an independent trainer and having your online, coaching part as well.
Yeah. So right now I'm about probably at like 20, 25 in-person clients and about 20 to 30 online clients.
Okay, nice. And what would you say, like, if you could think back, like what was life like, before building this hybrid training model?
Oh man. So it was just always only worried about in-person personal training clients. I feel like I was very closed-minded about the opportunities on how to make money. And I thought it would be really hard to do the two. And yeah, I just remember like thinking that online coaching, I knew it would be a good route to take, but yeah, you guys showed me like how to go about mixing the two.
Yeah. And honestly, man, like Chris said, like earlier, like all the things you've gotten done within like the scope of a year is like so impressive. And your work ethic is just literally, man, like on another level. And I've told you so many times that you remind us of us, right? Because you work your ass off, and like we tell you to do a couple of things. We set out a couple of action steps. Like it's like you're off to the races and you go and do it, right? So, which is awesome. Like you literally built your business. You passed six figures already. You built a course. You're trying to build a members area. That's the next step. And then now you're going to put on like a seminar that's local in your area. So I mean, I'm telling you, just like the things that I've seen you do and accomplish in the scope of a year, it's just like it's mind-boggling, man. Because it's like you're only getting started, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I feel like it all starts with just having somebody who believes in you. Yeah. And then after that, you start believing in yourself. Because I feel like, if I did do this on my own and I set the goal as just 60K, that's probably all I would have made. But when you guys told me that 100K was possible, and you guys like looked me dead in the eye and like with a serious face, and you guys believed it, like seeing the belief in your guys' eyes and your guys' voice is what made me believe it. And ever since then, I knew it was just going to happen. It was just a matter of time.
Yeah. And that's just a true testament to how powerful our belief systems can truly be. And it's like you said, if you don't have someone to push you and believe in you, then dude, you're not going to be able to do that. You're not going to sit there and play at a bigger level and take it to the next level.
Yeah. And I think that's my biggest advice for anybody is that you need, and you'll read this in any like personal development book, is you need to have a good circle around you. Yeah. And, sometimes somebody might not have like the friends like around them that are entrepreneurs and that push them and like try to always learn new things. And I think that's where it's good to have mentors or business coaches around, because like you guys are a part of my circle. And if I win, you guys win. And if you guys win, I win. So yeah, I think that's, if I had to recommend anybody on why to get mentors or business coaches, it's just because of that, because community and who you talk with every day is super important. One of the most important things.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and so like if you rewind back a year ago, like just fellow fit pros and stuff like that, how do they look at you now a year later after everything you've built and everything you've done?
And I feel like some people, they didn't even expect for me to get here. And what's cool about it is I think a lot of people they can sense my success. Like I don't go online and talk about being successful, but they could just see that, this kid who we didn't think would come up in the game is now here with us, making the exact same moves as us, making as much money as us, having successful clients. And I think that's now where they see me. They didn't see me getting here to this point.
Yeah. It's because your actions speak louder than words, man. Like you're not out there, putting yourself on a pedestal. You're not, talking all about your wins. You're just doing the work. You're taking action. People are seeing that, and they respect that.
Yeah, and that's what I really like about you guys too, is that you guys did open up my mind about like the possibilities about making money, but you guys never like let me get big headed about it, and you guys never told me about like, yo, once you get money, you're going to find happiness. You guys always spoke to me about the 4 pillars of happiness and how, sure, it could, there's certain aspects of money that can make you happiness and bring happiness towards you, but it's not the end all be all. You guys always push me to still make time for my family, make time for my friends. And man, I feel like a lot of other business coaches probably wouldn't do that. They would just push their students to only make money. And you guys told me it's not about that. It's about the experiences along the way.
Yeah, I mean, I remember that day, that coaching day, man, where we told you take your mom out to like a 5-star restaurant, man, and that was a beautiful like day, you know, to go celebrate that and just be able to do something like that, you know, after all the hard work you put in. So it's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that what ends up happening to a lot of people is that they're so focused on the money and they think that result is what's going to get them happy. And I feel like if you guys would have never told me to do all those little things, like to take my mom out or take my dad out to like hang out, I feel like I would have just reached this goal of 100K and I would have just felt empty inside.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So what would you say, Juan, was like what has been your favorite part of like the Inner Circle like program for the past year?
My favorite part has been our weekly calls, because every time that we have our calls, it's towards the end of the week where I'm just feeling like tired, probably a little low on motivation. And then just having you guys like to just like talk to me for about 15 to 30 minutes, it just sparks my motivation and my inspiration to like keep going. And those calls have been such a lifesaver for me, because when you're an entrepreneur, you're in it alone, you know, you're just working, and you kind of just lose sight of a bunch of other things. And talking to you guys at the end of the week is like such a refresher to like just keep me clear-headed.
Yeah, exactly. And dude, so if you were talking to like a fellow Fit Pro, you know, about our Inner Circle program, what would you say to them about the Inner Circle program? Would you recommend it?
I would recommend it. I would tell them that you're only, if just like how you would recommend a coach to somebody in fitness, is the exact same reason that I would recommend a coach to somebody who's an entrepreneur, because you need that accountability. You need the outside eyes. You need an objective point of view, and you need somebody out there who's working harder than you, because you guys definitely always remind me that you guys are always working so much harder than I am. That's inspiring. And I know that anybody who works with you guys is going to see that, and it's going to influence them a lot.
Nice. Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, man. And honestly, I'll tell you, man, like I see all the stuff you do, and it's like, it motivates me. I told you that so many times. Like even like on our last call, you know, you just talking about certain little things that you got from a book and your different perspective on outlooks on mindset and lifestyle. I mean, it's incredible, man. It really is, you know, and just you know, even adding little layers to your gym, you know, that you work at, the community you're building. It's just, again, all that is motivating and inspiring us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And so could there be any improvements like that you could think of like within the Inner Circle or anything like that, besides, you know, less of Eric, more of me or something like that?
Man, okay. This is a selfish one. It's been a goal of mine to always be on your guys' podcast, to be honest. Maybe you guys could have like a podcast where you guys bring in some of your students. And yeah, that's just a selfish goal of mine, because I genuinely love your guys' podcast. I feel like even if I didn't know you guys, I would listen to your podcast. And just like seeing the names that you guys have on there, I'd be like, dang, I'd like to be in the group of people that you guys have interviewed on there.
Oh, dude, you will, man. You will.
And you just gave us a good idea too, man, to feature like some of our students or something like that going to 2020. So I appreciate that. Appreciate the honesty and the selfishness.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I appreciate your time, man. And where can people follow you like on social media to see what you're up to and what you got planned for 2020?
So Instagram is _chosen1.
Okay. Yep. All right, guys. So make sure to go follow Juan, see what he's up to. And Juan, again, dude, thanks so much for your time and being honest, you know, throughout this, and just being such an awesome student, man, and believing in us as coaches, man.
Exactly.
You know, we saw like the potential in you from day one. And like Eric said, I mean, you crossed 6 figures this year, but you're barely getting started, man. You're barely getting started on this fitness empire that you're building. So kudos to you, man. And, you know, we look forward to being by your side in 2020 with everything.
Well, we got another coaching day coming up at the end of the month. It's going to be more things moving forward.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it, man. You guys are seriously like the big brothers that I've never had. And, man, seriously, I don't know where I would be without you guys. And I tell you guys that almost any chance I get. And it's just because I'm truly grateful for you guys just being a part of my life. So thank you.
Thanks, man. That means a lot. Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
Cool.
All right, Juan. We'll have everybody follow like what you're doing. And again, thanks a lot, man. And we'll sign off right now.
Later.
Thank you so much for watching this case study video with Juan Salgado, how he took his business to 6 figures using the hybrid training model. So make sure to stay tuned because we're going to be back with another case study video showing you guys more nuggets, more motivation, more inspiring stories, how you're a personal trainer, how somebody can be an online coach, how they can bridge the gap between them. So make sure you stay tuned for the next video. In the meantime, make sure to subscribe. Talk to you soon.